minds of the most influential women of Hollywood. Take one. Hi, I'm Madison Rothschild, and you're watching Inside the Minds of the Most Influential Women of Hollywood. Today, I'll be interviewing Sue Naegle, who's the president of HBO Entertainment. This is their lobby. How cool does this look? Well, she's worked with shows like Game of Thrones, True Blood, and Boardwalk Empire. This is going to be such a cool interview. As a kid, growing up in New Jersey, what was it like?
It was great. I mean, I grew up in a great family in a fun part of New Jersey, and I enjoyed it very much. I had a great childhood.
What was some of your favorite places to go in New Jersey? Did you ever ride the subway down to New York?
Well, where I grew up, you take the bus into New York, and I did that a lot. Taking trips into the city, and I worked in the city before I moved to California, so I used to take the bus to commute. And but there's a lot of stuff in New Jersey. There's a lot of farms, there's a lot of great places to ski, and it's a little state, but it packs a punch.
Thinking back, did any of your childhood experiences help you with what you do today?
Well, I like to watch TV a lot. Do you watch a lot of TV?
Yes.
Yeah. So I watched a lot of TV, and I watched a lot of movies. Yeah. And I always had an interest in it, and I read a lot of books. So.
What were your favorite films as a kid?
I loved old movies. I loved sort of Laurel and Hardy movies, and Abbott and Costello, and I loved Monty Python, and I loved kind of comedy movies. I also like scary movies a lot.
How did it feel being class clown twice? And
very exciting.
Well, does your class kind of need help with what you do today?
I have a sense of humor, which helps a lot in what I do today. But and I think it's if you have a sense of humor when you're younger, you learn not to take things too seriously, which I think is good for having sort of a less stress as you get older.
The Biz. Looking back, what really prepared you to be president of HBO?
I don't think anything can prepare you for a certain kind of job, or a job like this, which has a lot of responsibility, but along the way you learn certain things that help you be better about your job, like time management, like the stuff you're doing in school right now, and kind of how you have to get your work done in a certain time, or kind of managing other people, or how you kind of see how people work together in a group and what makes them work together better.
Yeah.
So there's different skills that you learn growing up that help you in your job, no matter what it ends up being. But I certainly, all the books that I read really helped today. They still come up all the time.
Because you have to read scripts and a bunch of other stuff.
We adapt a lot of books, and a lot of books that we're adapting I had read when they came out, because I've always loved to read.
If someone wants to be a president like you, what would you tell them as advice?
I think it's just working hard, reading a lot, having passion for what you do. I think you have to love entertainment, because we have to read a lot. We have to go to a lot of shows, meet a lot of people, so you have to do a lot of preparation and background, so you have to really enjoy it.
When you started being president of HBO, what was added onto your list of folders?
It was a lot. Well, there wasn't a lot of shows on the air at the time, so we had to figure out which series we were going to put on. So we had to look and see what we had. We had a show called True Blood coming out. It was about vampires that was coming on when I first started. So then we had to figure out what else we were going to put on during the other parts of the year. So that's really what we focused on.
I've heard a lot about True Blood, and HBO.
Too old for you.
HBO is very lucky to have that show.
Yeah, it's doing well.
So this is something that I'm really wondering about. Do you sign a contract to be president for like that long, or are you just president until you or they say you're not?
You sign a contract. You sign a contract for a few years. You make a commitment to them, and they make a commitment to you. And then if things are going well, then you sign another contract, and that's how it goes.
Oh, how long is your year of contracts right now?
Contracts can be anywhere from 2 years to 3 years to 4 years to 5 years. So on average, they usually go a few years at a time.
Yeah. Well, how long is yours right now?
I don't think I'm at liberty to tell you that, Madison.
Sorry. Sorry. Can you explain a typical day in the office for you?
I wake up really early, and I get my kids ready for school. I drop them off at school, and then I come into the office, and sometimes I meet someone for breakfast, but sometimes I just come in and do a little reading first, and then we have meetings. And then we usually go out to meet someone for lunch, and then we have meetings in the afternoon. We hear pitches, or we watch cuts of things on the computer or on the system on the TV, and we do notes. and then we have a couple conference calls. I make some calls outside. I answer some calls that come in, and then usually I go home to have dinner with my kids.
What network is your biggest competitor?
Well, I guess any network that has pay service would be a competitor, like Starz or Showtime. But most of the time when somebody has HBO, they usually have Showtime as well. So I don't know if we look at them as competition as much as sort of in our same space. But sometimes when we want something, we can sort of compete for pitches, compete for shows. And that can happen, I guess. So maybe Showtime. But a lot of times when people have HBO, they also have Showtime or they also have Starz. So it's healthy competition.
What is HBO's hottest show and why?
Well, True Blood gets the most viewers, and that on average has about 12 million to 13 million viewers per episode when it cumes up, because we show something on Sunday night, and then we show it again on Sunday night, and then we could show it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We show it all during the week. Sometimes people watch it on their computer. Sometimes people watch it on their TV in a separate section called On Demand. So we take all of those viewers and we put them together, and that's how we come to our final number. So True Blood gets the most viewers. Then a show like Game of Thrones or Boardwalk Empire gets a lot of viewers also. And then some shows get smaller viewers, but they're notable for other reasons. Like a show like Enlightened didn't get very many viewers, but it got nominated for, Golden Globes.
Why do shows cost so much to produce? And what is the most common cost for a show?
You could probably do it better, by the way. I have a feeling. You end up spending a lot of money on shows for a variety of reasons. You want them to look really good, so you spend a lot of money on the details. It's anything from how much the actors cost to the costumes to, like a show like Game of Thrones has a lot of special effects and they cost a lot of money. Show like Boardwalk Empire is set in the 1920s, so everybody has to wear clothing from the 1920s, and they do a lot of work making sure that everything is just right. So all that attention to detail.
You are very excited about HBO's new show, Veep.
I am.
What is it about, and why is it so exciting?
I think it's, Julia Louis-Dreyfus stars in it, but the show isn't really about being female and being a vice president. It's just about her and her job. And sort of what can happen when you have great intentions, but bureaucracy or things kind of get in your way.
Is Veep a comedy, dramedy, or drama?
It's a comedy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I'm pretty sure I'll like to watch that. I'm sure my mom will too.
It's really good. What shows do you guys like to watch?
I personally am obsessed with the Food Network. Yeah, I like Cupcake Wars.
Yeah. There was a Cupcake War winner from my hometown. It was big news.
Really? Wow. Ooh, I might have watched it.
No, I can't remember the name of their shop. My friends from growing up were just out here this weekend. They told me about it.
Well, what's the name of that
I
person?
can't remember the name of it. I wish I did. I could be giving her a plug on your blog right now.
Yes, you could.
But the cupcakes are supposed to be really good.
Oh, well, so from New Jersey? Okay, so,
Rockaway, New Jersey Cupcake War winner.
Okay, so if you are in New Jersey or will be in New Jersey, go to find a cupcake winner place, because they're supposed to be really good.
In Rockaway.
In Rockaway.
I think there's just one.
In Rockaway, and there's only one. It's not a franchise, right?
No.
Family and charity. So you were married to Dana Gold, a celebrity comedian. What's it like being married to a celebrity comedian?
This was his favorite question of the questions that you asked.
Is it hard to have a private dinner out with him without being cried about?
He gets mobbed. It's really difficult. No, he's very funny. He's really funny, but he's not recognizable all the time. He was been on a famous episode of Seinfeld, so sometimes when we're in the airport, people stop him and ask him about it. Where people love comedy, they've seen him perform, they ask him about it. But yeah, he walks among us.
You have 3 adopted daughters from China. Do any of them speak Chinese? And what can you tell us a bit about them?
I have a daughter that's 9 named Lulu, a daughter that's going to be 8 on Sunday named Alice, and a daughter that's 2 named Nell.
Oh, well, tell Alice I said happy birthday.
Do I know if my daughters speak Chinese?
Yes, I do.
No, they don't.
Oh.
They could say basic things like ni hao and things like that. But yeah.
Well, what about
Well,
Nell,
I mean,
the little 2-year-old?
She doesn't either. No. She mostly says Baba and talks about her toys and all English, no Chinese, which is, a good thing since Dana and I don't speak Chinese either, so they'd have no one to talk to.
What charities do you support?
So I work a lot with charities that help kids. So I work with one called the Alliance for Children's Rights that provides free legal support for kids and adults that are in the foster care sector.
I watched a video on that.
You did? Yeah, it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's a great group. Yeah, we just had our charity dinner the other day.
Oh, cool.
And I work with the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and do some work with them. And let's see, what else? I've worked with some charities that support orphanages in China and charity that helps build schools in El Salvador and Africa.
The Genie Question. So if a magic genie came to you and gave you 3 wishes, what would they be?
I'd like 48 hours in every day, 24 that I could spend working, and 24 I could spend with my family. That would be a great wish. I'd love that. I'd love a world without, poverty and war. That would be a good wish because that's a hard way for people to live. And I would like, what's the 3rd wish? I've always wanted to be really, really tall.
Actually, you should not wish that.
Why?
You should not wish that. Because it's scientifically proven that the shorter you are, the longer you live.
Is that true?
True. Very true.
So maybe I should wish to be really, really short.
Really. Really short.
Then I live a nice long life.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome. It was really fun.
I know. I had a great time, too. I'm Madison Rothschild, and you just watched Inside the Minds of the Most Influential Women of Hollywood. Bye!